So to find our type tool, mine might look a little different right now, but if we're on our direct selection tool, we can actually press the letter T, or we can come over to our panel and click the type tool. And you just type whatever you want. The font that automatically shows up, it's just there to act as filler and show you what text in that spot might look like. This blue box around here is basically going to be your border for as far as you'll be able to see the text. So if you have text that's longer than this box, you won't be able to see it. In fact, let me show you what that would look like. This is a sentence. And don't worry if your font doesn't look like mine right now. It's because I've been playing in here. So as you can see, you can't see my last word here. So it actually gives me this little plus sign, which we will talk more about in InDesign and what that actually does. As you can see also, it broke up my last sentence here, or my last word, which is sentence. If you go ahead and open your paragraph window, which you get to that by window, type, and then it gives you all the windows for character styles, open type, paragraph styles. So we're really going to focus on character and paragraph for the sake of time in this class, but feel free to browse through the rest of those options. Anyway, if you come to paragraph and you select hyphen, it'll go ahead and automatically insert hyphens where they are needed. If you would like to change the font that you're using, so right now it might be a little difficult for some of you to actually read this font, you just come over to font and, I actually have it on my activated Adobe fonts right now, but I'm going to go ahead and select off of that. Sorry, some of these Creative Cloud updates are a little new to me. And I'll just change it to this very simple sans serif font. Let's talk about what a sans serif font is versus a serif font. So this, which I just double clicked to activate the text, the type tool again. So this is a sans serif font. And I'm going to draw another square below it. So this is a serif font, and I'm going to change it to a serif font for you as soon as I see one. Aha, Georgia, that's a serif font. So basically the difference between these two fonts is, or font families, is serif fonts have little tails on the end of them. If you can see, I'm trying to point them out here. And they are basically better for paragraphs for the most part, because they say it's easier for your eye to read them because it just flows a little better. They connect a little better versus sans serif fonts. They don't have those little tails. And so we say to use those for headings. I'm not going to tell you that this is a hard and fast rule because it's not, but just be aware. But definitely know what would constitute as a sans serif font versus a serif font. So this one down here, I don't like how it's getting a little bit bunched up. So I'm actually going to spread out the spacing of the two lines. So I went ahead and made my text box a little bigger to accommodate this. I highlighted the text. Then I'm going to come over here to the character window, and I'm actually going to change the leading. So that's the space between different lines. Okay. I'm also going to change the size of this first word here. So you just come over to our font size tool. You can manually type it in. You can select it this way and preview it on your screen, or you can do like I was and just press the up and down button until you like it. Okay. To do different, use different font styles within a font family, you come under the font family button, and some fonts have these options, some do not. Okay, you'll have to know that about your font. But if the different styles are available, they will show up here in your character panel under the font family menu as a font style. Okay. If you decide you need more space between two letters, you can put your text tool between them, or your type tool. I'm sorry. I learned that as the text tool. It's not called that. It's the type tool. I will get that correct by the end of this class. But if you want to change how much space is between just two letters, put your type tool between them, and then you can come over here and change the kerning. So let me just show you just from one extreme to the other. So if you don't want very much space between them at all, and maybe in fact you even want them to overlap a little bit, which is common with like our more cursive-y type fonts, you can come and make it -100. See how that made the T and the H overlap one another just slightly. In fact, I'm going to make it even more and do 150 so that they really are overlapping. And I'm going to make this T. You change the color font just like you would for your shapes. So all that we talked about last week. Okay. We'll do it even more, but y'all get the idea. Okay. And then if you wanted to change the space between all the letters in an entire word or paragraph, you could come over here and change the tracking. Okay, so same thing, just changes how far apart or close together they are. Okay. So as you can see, there are so many different things that you can do with your fonts. So your creativity is your only limit. I did want to show you also how you can get more unique fonts. So one of the websites that I use to download fonts from is dafont.com, and I'll give you a link to that in the learning module. But also I want you to know that you have access to a ton of fonts for free from Adobe. So if you come here and you look at all the different fonts, these are ones that are already downloaded onto your computer. But if you go to find more, these are ones that are available to you through your Adobe subscription. So as you can see, the word that I'm highlighting is showing up over here so that you can get a good preview of what it's going to look like. I'm going to go ahead and select, it's taking a while because these are from the internet. Ooh, this would be a fun one to download because then you can use different banners from it, kind of like, you know, those glyphy type fonts on Word. I'm gonna go for this super fancy font here. Oh, never mind, I'm not. It says it's like from and to and things. How about just this normal one? So you can search for similar fonts. Like if you find that one, you say, oh, I'm really interested in something like that, but maybe not that exactly. Then you can select show similar fonts and it'll show you all these that are very similar to the one that you selected. I'm actually going to go with this one, Alicia Regular. And then I'm going to come over here to activate it. And this is actually going to download it to my fonts. So now if I go back to fonts and then I go to show activated fonts, then I can click on Alicia Regular and it'll apply it to what I'm working on. Let's see. I also wanted to show you, if you come over to paragraph, this is where you can decide, oh, that didn't really show it very well, how you want your paragraphs to be aligned. So you can do left, center, right, justify right, justify, blah, blah, blah. Just like normal, just like you could in Word. This is how you would change the spacing for the whole paragraph on the left. So I'm just gonna, yeah, that's fine. That's good enough for this. So that's how you would add space to the left of your paragraph. To the right, same thing. Oh, maybe we need even more actually. Well, it's not like a real paragraph, so maybe it senses that. If you wanted to indent the first line in your paragraph by a little bit, if you wanted to, let's see, I'm gonna make 2 different paragraphs here. So Leo is awesome. He is old. I'm going to make this a new paragraph, highlight it, and then I'm going to change the spacing between this paragraph and this paragraph. So what is the difference then between changing the spacing between your paragraphs and, like we did in our character panel, the leading? Okay, so I'm deleting my other text back here. So I'm going to add, he is 2 years old. He likes to cook in his play kitchen. All right. So if I change the spacing before or after paragraphs, I'm just going to go with before. It's going to move that entire paragraph. Okay. So it's just changing the spacing between this paragraph and this paragraph. Whereas if I go to our leading, it's going to change the space between all of the lines. So even the spacing between the lines within the same paragraph. Okay. The last thing I wanted to show y'all is how to actually type on a path. Okay. So if we come over here, we can use our curvature tool, our pen tool, any of these. Y'all don't use these yet, but we will fairly soon here. I think next week is when we go over this. And this is how you can like freehand draw tools. And you just press delete to get out of that. But don't worry about the color or anything like that. We're just using it to set up a path. So if you come over to your type tool again, and then you can hold it down to show these other options, and you can select type on a path. Then you click on this line and it acts as your path. Okay. Pretty neat, huh? You can do the same thing. If you want a curvy line, you can do your curvature tool here. Again, press delete. So always make like one more than you really want. Oh, there we go. Okay. You can adjust. Again, I don't expect y'all to know this yet, but if you want to go to your direct selection tool, you can actually adjust each little anchor point that makes up that line, or add a point, or whatever you need to do. Anyway, I don't want to confuse y'all too much on that yet. If you want your text to go around a circle, you can do it that way also. Okay. Then you can rotate it so that you can actually read it, and you can change the size of it. Of course, it's, as you can see, it takes your text with it. It doesn't keep it the same size that it was. Anyway, yeah, just a really fun tool. I find myself using it quite a bit. And then the last type tool I want to show you is your vertical type tool. And as suggested, or as the name suggests, it just types vertically for you instead of horizontally.